services to help them grow and bloom. The time by Sagicor Bank is 7 o'clock.
I'm me the stylist, no scam and style me.
From the market to the farm to the office, money talk is everywhere. But are you making sense or nonsense? The Bank of Jamaica brings you common sense with BOJ. Real stories, real laughs, and real lessons to help you protect, grow, and manage your money. Mattress savings.
At least my mattress. You charge me to sleep on it.
Partner plan.
Remember last year we needed our payouts early? But Miss Pam gave it to her cousin first.
Or a sketchy loan flyer.
Electrifying deals.
See why making the right financial choices is pure common sense. Brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, empowering everyday Jamaicans one episode at a time.
Grandpa, it's 2026. You can't keep hiding all your money in every single pocket forever.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people never say we are mashed up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got the spark, don't be the dark. Shine your lights up.
Tune in to Lead Story, weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
Hi, I am Candy Pang.
What a guan?
What's a one?
That a guan pa.
What a guan?
What a guan?
What a one! Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
That a guan pa. What a guan?
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Coming up in CVM News at 7, unidentified man killed by police in St. James. Police seeks person of interest in foreigner's death. And the Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police wish Jamaican mothers Happy Mother's Day. Iran responds to U.S. President amid war that's further overseas. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 on this Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10, 2026. I'm Curlin Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. The police in St. James are investigating a fatal shooting along Granville Drive after a confrontation between colleague officers and an armed man. Members of the Area 1 Fugitive Apprehension Team were reportedly on mobile patrol Saturday when they spotted a man standing along the roadway. On seeing the police, the man briskly walked into a nearby lane, raising suspicion. The officers say they identified themselves and ordered him to stop. However, the man reportedly turned, pulled a firearm from his waistband and pointed it at them. And that's when shots rang out and the suspect fell to the ground. The lawmen say they recovered a black Taurus G2C pistol. The weapon was loaded with a single 9mm round. The serial number was erased. The man, who remains unidentified, was pronounced dead at the scene. And still in St. James, the police are searching for a person of interest in connection with the death of an American woman who died at hospital last month. The man, identified as Jamaican national Dane Watson, is being urged to surrender to the Freeport police. Sources say a post-mortem examination has added a new twist to that case, and we will have more on that for you momentarily. A fiery exchange in court between the defense and the Crown over the conduct of defense attorney Paul Gentles amid submissions that he was misrepresenting the evidence was Thursday's highlight in the ongoing Clansman gang trial. Carla Ramdeen has more.
Prosecution in re-examination on Wednesday sought to clarify the witness's response in cross-examination regarding the quality of a photograph shown, which he identified as the deceased Shanice Robinson. The prosecution asked what he meant in his testimony on Tuesday under cross-examination by defense counsel Denise Hinson when he told the court that the image was distorted. The witness said it did not give a true representation of a person. The prosecution then followed up on the witness's earlier testimony under cross-examination, where he agreed the document was a photograph of Shanice Robinson, but indicated that due to the distortion, he was not sure about its clarity. Defense attorney Denise Hinson objected, arguing the witness had already told the court the image was distorted and it did not give a true representation. Presiding Judge Justice Dale Palmer permitted the question, noting the witness in his earlier testimony stated it was a photograph of Robinson. When asked directly if it was a photo of Robinson or if he was unsure, the witness said he was not sure based on the clarity. The prosecution then sought to have the photograph shown again and asked what distinguishable feature, if any, the witness could make out. Hinson objected, saying the question cannot follow given the witness's evidence about the distortion. The judge instructed the prosecution to reword the question and permitted the question. The witness told the court the main feature he is able to point out is her mouth. The witness also pointed out the nose, adding that the distortion does not make it clear. The evidence goes towards the robbery and murder of Noah Smith under counts 15 and 16 of the 32-count indictment. The accused are Michael Walmond, Jerome Spike, Nashawn Guest, and Giovanni McDonald, who are on trial for knowingly facilitating the commission of these offences. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is continuing discussions with outdoor advertising companies amid concerns about signage clutter and enforcement across the corporate area. Kevin Black will have more on that for you in a moment. Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake is hailing mothers serving within the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, describing them as pillars of strength whose contributions continue to shape families, communities, and the wider society.
On this Mother's Day, let's celebrate the incredible mothers of Jamaica. That's the directive from Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness at this year's Mother's Day picnic celebrations. The Prime Minister says whether it's a heartfelt phone call, a warm embrace, or a simple act of kindness, Jamaicans should make the day a memorable one for all mothers. Meanwhile, in the latest publication of the Force Orders, the Commissioner paid tribute to mothers across the force. While recognizing the wider role of mothers and mother figures throughout Jamaica, Commissioner Blake called on members and the wider society to take a moment to honor and appreciate mothers within the ranks of the JCF, families, and across communities. The Commissioner says mothers play a central role in shaping values, building resilience, and guiding the next generation. He points out that mothers carry a profound responsibility in shaping character, instilling values, and nurturing resilience in the next generation. Dr. Blake, while reflecting on the influence of mothers and mother figures in the lives of many members of the organization and the country at large, says many individuals draw strength and inspiration from the sacrifices and selfless support of mothers and mother figures in their lives. The Commissioner reserved a special commendation for mothers serving within the JCF, highlighting the balance they maintain between professional duties, personal sacrifice, and family responsibilities. The Commissioner's message forms part of the JCF's broader emphasis on recognizing the human dimension of policing and the role of stronger families and communities in national development. Dr. Blake says Mother's Day should also serve as a reminder for Jamaicans to show appreciation and kindness to the women who continue to make significant contributions to national life. He adds that this occasion should remind individuals to express gratitude, extend kindness, and to cherish the invaluable role that mothers play in building stronger families, stronger communities, and ultimately a stronger Jamaica.
Story now, where the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is continuing discussions with outdoor advertising companies amid concerns about signage clutter and enforcement across the corporate area. We now go to Kevin Black with his report.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, is moving to strengthen engagement with outdoor advertising companies amid growing concerns about billboard regulations and enforcement across the corporate area. Mayor of Kingston, Angie Swaby, says the municipal corporation has resumed talks with industry players, with both sides agreeing to continue consultations on a quarterly basis.
So what we had done, we had discussed some of the challenges that we are seeing out there, and we have been in a consultative approach that has defined the type of leadership that I bring to the table. So we have discussed issues with them. All are not resolved, and I didn't expect them to resolve today, but we have both be committed to see how we can resolve the issues.
The mayor says several issues were raised during the discussions, including concerns about the current legislation governing outdoor advertising, which dates back more than 4 decades. Chairman of the iPrint Group of Companies, Stephen Steele, says the industry supports efforts to modernize the law, arguing that the current regulations should better reflect today's realities, including population growth and a changing infrastructure.
The thing is that laws are to me a living, breathing document that should reflect the collective consciousness at the time. A lot of years has passed, so a lot of these regulations really need to be upgraded to reflect the collective consciousness of today's reality in terms of road infrastructure, population growth in cities, growth on a whole.
Meanwhile, President of the Outdoor Signage Association of Jamaica, Raul Duane, says the industry supports efforts to remove illegally placed signs, while work continues to create greater order and regulation across the corporate area.
But the signage is very very important. It's a livelihood. It feeds a lot of families, a lot of people, hundreds of people are employed at our organizations. At the same time, the KCMC is on a drive to remove some of this signage, as well as work with the Outdoor Signage Association of Jamaica to bring some form of regularization to it.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
The country's road safety record is again under the microscope as stakeholders observe UN Global Road Safety Week 2026. Now, with pedestrian fatalities still a major issue, advocates are pushing for greater public awareness and safer road practices. It's back to Kevin Black for that report.
Jamaica is this week joining countries across the world in observing UN Global Road Safety Week as authorities renew calls for safer road use and stronger enforcement of the Road Traffic Act. Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, says the country must accelerate efforts to reduce road fatalities in line with global targets.
It's normally every 2 years, but this year they decided to make a difference because of what is happening across the world. And there's a decade of action for road safety, 2020 to 2030. So we are now in 2026, pretty much halfway in the decade. And the goal of the decade really is to have all countries half their road deaths between 2021 and 2030. So right now, last year, we were at 374 road deaths. We need to go down to 212 if we're going to achieve the mandate issued by the World Health Organization.
Despite a decline in motor vehicle fatalities this year, pedestrian deaths remain a major concern. 26 pedestrians have been killed on the nation's roads since the start of the year, compared to 31 over the same period last year.
Pedestrian deaths over the years has been a challenge. And the challenge is obvious that pedestrians have absolutely no safety whatsoever. There's no protection for pedestrians on the road other than what we organize as a nation. So we have to do a lot more to protect our pedestrians, making them aware of the dangers of walking, but providing spaces for them, safe spaces for them to walk so that they're not hit down by either motorcyclists or by motor cars.
Meanwhile, Dr. Jones is stressing the importance of public education and personal responsibility, particularly as distracted driving and phone use continue to pose serious risks on the roadways.
So pedestrians have a duty not to be distracted. Everybody's walking around with either looking at the phone or the phone in their ears. Distracted driving and distracted walking is a major, major problem in this country. Funds have been granted by the cabinet to use some of the money accrued from the ticketing system through the Ministry of Transport to promote public education. National Road Safety Council is applying for funds for this purpose for the Global Road Safety Week.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
And CVM News at 7 will continue right after this.
Every day starts with care. Care that's always close. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is where you go for everything you need. From your morning routine to life's biggest moments. Supermed Family of Pharmacies is always by your side. Whether it's prescriptions or household essentials, trust the care that's close to home. Super happy, super healthy, Supermed.
In need of a loan? AIM Financial is the place to go. We have loans from $20,000 to $3.3 million. Get a loan to pay school or college tuition, medical expenses, bills, fix up your house, buy furniture and appliances, repair or buy a car. And when you're done, take a vacation loan. AIM has a loan for any purpose. Call AIM today. You won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
Employers, once a month, you have the power to shape Jamaica's future. By paying your hard 3% contribution, you're not just contributing, you're investing in people, in skills, in our economy. Your Heart contribution trains working-age Jamaicans, aligns programs with workforce needs, and secures our future. That's not just contribution, it's transformation. Contribute to Heart and to your future.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Power in great moments. If you have financial needs, Chris and Charles will fix them for you. Power in great moments since 1992. Oh, we have it all. Power in great moments. Relax, you got Chris and Charles. Oh, we have it all. When you think alone, think Chris and Charles.
I'm me, the stylist, no scammer, no style me.
From the market to the farm to the office, money talk is everywhere. But are you making sense or nonsense? The Bank of Jamaica brings you common sense with BOJ. Real stories, real laughs, and real lessons to help you protect, grow, and manage your money. Mattress savings.
At least my mattress. You charge me to sleep on it.
Partner plan.
Remember last year we needed our payouts early? But Miss Pam gave it to her cousin first.
Or a sketchy loan flyer.
Electrifying deals.
See why making the right financial choices is pure common sense. Brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, empowering everyday Jamaicans one episode at a time.
Grandpa, it's 2026. You can't keep hiding all your money in every single pocket forever.
Welcome back and thanks so much for staying with us. Now, Bahamians will be heading to the polls on Tuesday in what many are calling the most controversial election in decades in the Bahamas. Questions about trust, transparency, and the introduction of new voting technology are just some of the topics dominating the campaign trail. CVM's reporter Amoy Harriott is on the ground in Nassau, watching everything as it unfolds.
Here in Nassau a couple hours ago, it's almost impossible to miss the election fever. On my drive from the airport, I observed campaign posters lining the main streets, from taxis to stores. People are talking politics. Now, Prime Minister Philip Davis called an early election, sending voters to the polls this Tuesday, May 12, with 41 seats now up for grabs after 2 new constituencies were recently added to that list. Now, I've actually spoken to a few locals about what they're expecting going into Tuesday's elections.
Well, I don't care who wins. The reason why I don't care who wins, because guess what? Every morning I still have to get up and go to work. Now, I can tell you one thing. I think it's time for a change. We need to have the PLP or the FNM, whoever they may be, go, and we have a new political party take over the country.
I think Tuesday election should be 50-50.
What makes you say that?
Because it looks so close. Seems to be pretty close.
Regardless who wins, it's about the Bahamian people. It's not about a party. It's not about the self-interest. It's just about the people, the nation.
Now, more than 209,000 Bahamians are registered to vote, and for the first time in the country's history, biometric voter cards will be introduced in the country. Now, the government has said that the cards are meant to modernize the electoral system and strengthen verification. But the opposition has argued that the changes being rolled out just too close to election day. Now, the Bahamas joins a growing number of Caribbean countries exploring biometric identification systems for elections and national security purposes. Now, the main battle right now is between the governing Progressive Liberal Party, PLP, the opposition Free National Movement, FNM and the Coalition of Independents, also known as COI, which has been gaining attention during this campaign. Now, if the PLP pulls off a win, it would mark the first time in nearly 30 years that a party has won 2 consecutive terms in office in the Bahamas. But analysts say that this race is expected to be far closer than the 2021 election, which was the last election here in the country. Now, the major issues dominating the vote or the campaign for this period are issues like the high cost of living, crime, corruption, and pretty much the overall state of the economy. Now, there have been concerns about election integrity, which is now taking center stage during the elections. And as such, there are international observers who've been brought in to monitor the process on Tuesday. Now, of course, countries like Jamaica and the wider Caribbean are watching the election closely, as the outcome could have serious implications for matters like regional trade, security, migration, and also how Caribbean governments approach issues like electoral reforms and the rising cost of living, which we see happening right across the globe. And of course, I'll be here on the ground bringing you the latest updates in our subsequent newscasts. Reporting from Nassau, Bahamas, I'm Amoy Harriet for CVM News.
Thanks, Amoy. And now we will look at what else is happening elsewhere in the region as well as internationally.
We begin with news in the region. In St. Lucia, according to a recent OECS-backed census, 35% of secondary school students go without breakfast daily. In response to these findings, the Commission, alongside other regional stakeholders, is advocating for national school meal programs designed to nourish both the minds and bodies of students. More from HTS News Force.
Efforts to strengthen school feeding and food systems across the Eastern Caribbean are gaining momentum through a partnership between the World Food Programme and regional agencies. Speaking during a webinar discussion, Dr. Dickens Jules called for a reimagining of school feeding programs and the role they play in supporting student development and well-being.
Too often we think of school feeding simply as a way of ensuring that children who are hungry have something to eat. This is important, deeply important, but it is not the full story. Because school feeding, properly understood, is about something much more fundamental. It is about guaranteeing nutritional protection for every child, especially those who are the most vulnerable. It is also about ensuring that no child's ability to learn is compromised by what they lack in their bodies.
In Antigua, Liat Air has reinstated a vital air route to the French territory of Guadeloupe with a new seasonal flight from the VC Bird International Airport to the Maurice Condé Airport. The new flight expands the carrier's regional footprint and further solidifies Antigua and Barbuda's position as a major hub for regional travel. Here's ABS TV News.
It's Liat's first inaugural flight here to Guadeloupe. We've just arrived in Pointe-à-Pitre. It's approximately 20 minutes from the VC Bird International Airport here in Antigua. And as you could have seen earlier behind us, they were cutting the ribbon here, and that's the authorities here in Guadeloupe as well as Liat.
We've just landed at the Maurice Condé International Airport.
Flight 461 took off from the VC Bird International Airport at around 8 a.m. on Friday. In 20 minutes, it had landed at Guadeloupe's International Airport in Pointe-à-Pitre, celebrated by a water cannon salute and excited local authorities. A direct flight had not been available from Antigua to Guadeloupe since March 2020, and authorities said it took months to prepare for the first commercial flight, which brought 18 passengers back to Antigua.
It was a good piece of work, to be honest.
And in international news, Iran says it has sent its response to U.S. proposals to end the war. Pakistani mediators say it has been passed on to Washington, but did not give further details. More from the BBC.
We've had no official word on what's in it, but Pakistani mediators have confirmed it's been passed on to Washington. Reports say the proposal suggests the breaking down of negotiations into 2 phases. First, on ending hostilities in the Strait of Hormuz, but leaving the most complex issues of Iran's nuclear program and sanctions to later. The Iranian president did not directly reference the proposal, but posted on social media, "We will never bow our heads before the enemy, and if talk of dialogue or negotiation arises, it does not mean surrender or defeat." President Trump hasn't commented yet on the response from Iran.